Hello everyone, and welcome back to the wild heart of Africa. In the golden heat of the savannah, a lion's piercing gaze cuts through the still air, focused, unblinking, ready to strike. Just meters away, an antelope treads softly, every muscle tense, ears twitching at the slightest sound. It's a scene of silence, but it's not peace. It's the calm before a storm. This isn't just a predator stalking prey. This is nature's timeless dance of survival. But what if I told you that this ancient battle now includes a new, unexpected player? Why are African farmers, guardians of the land, risking their lives to confront these powerful wild animals? What drives a human to step into the lion's path? Today we dive deep into a story of courage, conflict, and the fragile line between survival and extinction. Welcome to the wild world of Africa, where man and beast face off, not out of hatred, but necessity. Lion attacks in 2017. A chilling wave of fear swept across several African cities, fear not of war or disaster, but of lions. Once the undisputed rulers of the wild, these majestic beasts began crossing an invisible boundary, entering the urban world. Hungry, driven by desperation, they prowled city streets under the cover of night, striking down livestock with ruthless efficiency. But their hunger didn't stop at animals. In a terrifying shift, humans became targets. Brutal and sudden, these attacks sent shockwaves through communities in Kenya, Tanzania, and South Africa. The roars once heard only in the deep savannah now echoed through concrete jungles. In just 1 year, 15 separate lion attacks rattled urban neighborhoods, plunging entire cities into a state of alarm. How did we get here? What drove these powerful predators into our streets? In the face of mounting fear, African authorities turned to an ancient source of wisdom, the legendary hunting traditions of the Maasai. Techniques passed down for generations are now being used once again, not to conquer nature, but to survive alongside it. Maasai ritual. Among the Maasai people of East Africa, the lion is more than just a predator. It is a symbol of strength, courage, and sacred tradition. For centuries, the Maasai have shared a powerful, almost spiritual bond with the king of beasts. Hunting a lion is not driven by greed or hatred. It's a rite of passage, a test of bravery and manhood. In this ancient ritual, young warriors, armed with nothing but spears and unshakable resolve, face the lion head-on. It's a moment of life and death, not just for survival, but for honor. Defeating a lion earns more than a story, it earns a mark of pride. The mane of the fallen beast becomes a crown, a symbol worn to announce the warrior's courage and maturity to the tribe. To outsiders, the idea of confronting a lion without modern weapons may seem like fantasy. But to the Maasai, it is a sacred challenge, a moment where tradition, danger, and destiny collide. Inspired by this heritage, one man, a park ranger in Botswana, dared to take a bold step guided by these very principles. Unarmed lion hunting, rewritten and persuasive. He crouched low to the ground, heart pounding, every nerve on edge. In his hand, not a rifle, not a spear, but a roll of toilet paper. It might sound absurd, but for him, it was a psychological tool. A distraction, a last resort trick passed down from bush lore. He knew it wouldn't stop a charging lion. But in the wild, even the smallest tactic can mean the difference between life and death. Drawn by adrenaline and a deep sense of purpose, he ventured closer to the beast, not out of recklessness, but a desire to face fear itself. This time, he was lucky. He walked away. The lion did not charge, but in a place where instincts rule and second chances are rare, one question still lingers. What happens next time? Lion hunting in South Africa. Lion hunting remains a dangerous and controversial reality in parts of Africa today, and the stakes couldn't be higher. In South Africa's Limpopo province and Tanzania's famed Selous Game Reserve regulated. Lion hunting is still allowed, but only with strict permits. Outside these designated zones, any attempt to hunt lions is considered a serious crime, punishable by harsh legal consequences. But make no mistake, this is no ordinary hunt. The lion is not just another predator. It is nature's apex warrior, the undisputed king of beasts. Facing one is nothing short of a life or death challenge. That's why hunters are required to work in teams, at least 3 people, fully prepared, highly trained. Even then, a single mistake can be fatal, with jaws capable of snapping down. In less than 10 seconds, a lion can turn the hunter into prey in the blink of an eye. In this unforgiving arena, there is no room for arrogance, only respect for the raw power of the wild. Lion hunting in Zimbabwe, do you hear that? That low, thunderous roar rolling through the bushes, it's not just sound. It's a warning, a declaration. At 50 yards away, the hunter freezes. Every instinct screams danger, because this is no ordinary predator. This is the ruler of the wild. Lions don't just stalk, they command. Every inch of the land answers to their presence. Now imagine staring into those golden eyes, the eyes of a king. In that moment, there is no room for error. One wrong move, and the hunter is no longer the pursuer. He becomes the prey. Are you truly ready to face the king of beasts? Lions retreat into the bush in the scorched heart of Zimbabwe, where the sun blazes across a cracked earth and shadows are a rare luxury. Lions vanish into the dry bush, silent, watchful, and nearly invisible. Their golden coats blend with the arid savanna, turning them into ghosts of the wild. Here, every rustle in the thicket sets hearts pounding, because it might not be the wind. It might be the king. With temperatures soaring past 95 degrees Fahrenheit, 35 degrees Celsius. And no second chances in this unforgiving land. Only the most seasoned hunters dare to track these apex predators. Lion hunting in Zimbabwe carries the highest stakes, with venom stakes. Hunts costing up to $70,000. This is not just a game of chance. It's a deadly dance requiring over a decade of experience, intimate knowledge of lion behavior, and a deep respect for their instincts. These hunters study every roar, every paw, print, every territorial pattern. Because here, one wrong assumption can end in tragedy. But beyond the thrill lies a deeper purpose. The revenue from these high-stakes hunts helps fund vital conservation programs, protecting wildlife, preserving habitats, and ensuring that both man and beast can continue to share this land in a fragile, hard-won balance. This is not just about the hunt. It's about the survival of the wild. The hunter's weapon of choice, the hunt's success, was no accident. It was the result of flawless teamwork, strategy, and the steady hand of a guide who had faced lions over 250 times. A seasoned veteran of the wild, but even experience needs the right tool. The hunter's weapon of choice? A blazer rifle, chambered with .500 Nitro Express rounds, one of the most powerful cartridges ever made for dangerous game. Outfitted with a solar-powered red dot sighting system, it was engineered for one purpose: to stop a charging lion before it's too late. Certified in 2004, this rifle was designed to deliver devastating precision from up to 250 yards away. When facing a predator that can cover ground in seconds, every inch, every second matters, and the terrain didn't help. Loose sand beneath their feet, the relentless sun overhead, and thick tangled underbrush made stalking the lion incredibly dangerous. Every element of the environment favored the predator, but with expert coordination and cutting-edge firepower, the hunters turned the odds in their favor, walking a tightrope between danger and triumph. Because in lion country, survival depends Not just on bravery, but on the right weapon, the right team, and the perfect shot. Antelopes in the same sun-baked savanna where lions rule with power and pride, another story quietly unfolds, one of tension, survival, and constant vigilance. Here, antelopes live on high alert. Every sound, every shadow could mean danger. Among them roams a rare and mysterious creature, the wachua, a bold hybrid of the red lichwi and the waterbuck. Larger, more daring than its cousins, it moves through the grasslands not alone, but accompanied by a true waterbuck, an unlikely pair navigating a harsh, changing world. But is this the right environment for them to thrive? In Botswana, antelope populations have soared in recent years, with females now breeding up to 2 to 3 times per year. On the surface, it sounds like a success story, but dig deeper, and the reality is more complex and alarming. As average temperatures in the Savannah region rise by 1.8 to 3.6 degrees Fahrenheit per decade, vegetation is vanishing. In some areas, up to 30% of plant life has disappeared in just 20 years. This environmental shift is turning the lush savanna into a battleground for resources, and antelopes, despite their numbers, are now facing an uncertain future. With less food, rising heat, and shrinking habitats, these graceful animals may soon find themselves running not just from predators, but from extinction. Hunting. Faced with the rapid rise in antelope populations, African governments have turned to a time-tested solution: regulated hunting. But this isn't just about population control, it's about restoring balance in delicate ecosystems where overpopulation can lead to food scarcity, environmental damage, and the collapse of natural order. In countries like Botswana, hunting is not merely a management tool, it's a living tradition, deeply woven into the fabric of culture and heritage. Generations, communities have revered the antelope not just for its beauty, but for its symbolism. Their majestic, spiraling horns represent strength, protection, and good fortune, and are proudly displayed in homes and ceremonies across the continent. Hunters don't just pursue these creatures for sport. They are drawn by something deeper, a connection to ancient customs, ancestral rites, and the spirit of the land. According to research from the African Wildlife Foundation, this relationship dates back as far as the 1950s and beyond, showing how antelopes have shaped Africa's identity for decades. When done ethically and sustainably, regulated hunting becomes more than a strategy. It becomes a bridge between conservation and culture, survival and legacy. Antelope hunting. Vast grasslands stretch across southern Africa, and within them, antelopes roam with sharp instincts, always alert, always on the move. These graceful creatures are constantly wary of predators. Yet, like all animals, they must drink. Waterholes become their greatest need and their greatest risk. When antelopes gather in large numbers to hydrate, their guard drops. For seasoned hunters, this is the critical moment to strike. But don't be fooled. Hunting antelope isn't just about being in the right place at the right time. It's a test of endurance, precision, and preparation. For those seeking a true adventure, the journey will take you through rugged terrain, rocky outcrops, and dense bush, demanding a strong level of fitness and unwavering focus. To conquer an antelope, especially one bearing majestic horns up to 30 inches long, is considered a symbol of triumph and skill. But rules matter. In South Africa, hunting antelope in protected zones, such as national parks or government game reserves, is strictly prohibited. Violators face steep fines and immediate license revocation. Every year, hunting zones shift, so responsible hunters must check official antelope hunting websites for the latest legal updates and territory maps. A successful hunt isn't about luck, it's about discipline. Hunters are expected to train for 3 to 6 months, developing steady aim, environmental awareness, and ethical hunting practices. And no hunt is complete without the right tools. Binoculars are essential. They help you scout from afar, identify the strongest target, and observe antelope behavior without being detected. Today's advanced optics offer crystal clear magnification, reducing mistakes and maximizing your chance of success. So what do you think? What do you believe is the most important element of a successful hunt? Patience, preparation, or precision? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Baboon hunting in the wild heart of Africa, where lions dominate and antelopes flee. Another threat moves with cunning intelligence and unexpected boldness, the baboon. These creatures are not just curious scavengers. They are opportunistic omnivores, capable of foraging for fruits and seeds, but also hunting small mammals when hunger demands it. With jaws that hide impressive fangs, baboons are equipped for both defense and dominance. These fangs aren't just for show. They're used to fight, to groom, and to assert control within their troop. Unlike many animals, baboons are semi-nomadic, traveling vast distances across the African landscape in search of food and water. But in doing so, they're increasingly entering human settlements, raiding crops, threatening livestock, and at times turning dangerous. Their world is one of strength and strict social order. The strongest lead, the weakest obey. Every gesture, every grunt, every deep growl carries meaning. Their faces speak volumes, their movements telling the silent story of daily survival, power struggles, and instinct. But as encounters between humans and baboons increase, the question becomes clear. How do we protect both people and wildlife? For some communities, regulated baboon hunting has become necessary not for sport, but for safety, sustainability, and the defense of homes and livelihoods. This is not an easy hunt. It requires sharp observation, a deep understanding of baboon behavior, and above all, respect for a creature as intelligent as it is unpredictable. Tent method in the battle between human ingenuity and wildlife intelligence. One technique has stood the test of time, the tent method. First developed in Africa during the 1920s, this method remains one of the most effective and tactical ways to manage baboon encounters. The principle is simple, but its execution requires precision. Hunters deploy neutral-colored tents, often in shades of sand, olive, or deep green, carefully chosen to blend seamlessly with the natural landscape. These camouflage tents are set in remote zones, far from human settlements, areas where baboons roam freely, such as dense forests and open savannas. Why the secrecy? Because baboons are not just quick, they are highly intelligent, with sharp eyes and an acute sense of danger. One wrong move, one unnatural shape, and they vanish before you even get close. Music fades in gently to lure them in. Bait is essential, usually fresh fruit, a powerful attractant for these omnivores. But even then, baboons remain cautious, approaching slowly, eyes scanning for threats. Their awareness makes them one of the most difficult species to hunt ethically and successfully. Still, with meticulous planning and strategic tent positioning, this method boasts an impressive success rate of up to 75%. It's not just about the shot, it's about patience, precision, and respect for an animal that lives by its wits. In the silent standoff between hunter and baboon, the tent becomes a tool of invisibility and victory. Hunting trip. This wasn't just a hunting trip. It was a journey into one of the wildest frontiers on Earth, a 1.2 million acre wilderness deep in the heart of South Africa. Rugged, unforgiving, and teeming with wildlife, this vast expanse is home to one of Africa's most cunning and elusive adversaries, the baboon. Armed with precision calibrated PCP air guns and long-range rifles, the hunting group was prepared for the challenges ahead. Among their arsenal was the highly tuned 260 rifle, loaded with 95-grain VMAX ammunition, custom-tested for accuracy and power. Even in strong wind conditions, this setup delivered pinpoint shots from distances of up to 750 yards, a testament to both engineering and marksmanship. Before entering the field, every weapon underwent rigorous tuning and testing at the host's private farm, ensuring that no variable was left to chance. When you're navigating terrain this wild, where a single miscalculation can mean a missed opportunity or worse, preparation is everything. The group faced harsh elements, shifting winds and wary targets, but through skill, patience, and persistence, they succeeded in tracking and taking down numerous baboons. More than just a hunt, it was an adventure of precision and purpose, where strategy met survival, and nature met respect. For serious hunters, experiences like this don't just test your aim, they remind you why you hunt. Hunting battle, this isn't just a hunt, it's a battle against nature itself. In the remote, unforgiving wilderness of Africa, baboons reign where few dare to follow. They thrive on sheer cliffs and deep ravines, often inhabiting elevations that soar over 1,000 yards, turning the terrain itself into a deadly challenge. For hunters, this is no ordinary pursuit. It's a climb into the unknown. Every step up the jagged slope is a test of endurance and nerve. As the ground shifts and gravity fights against you, baboons, with their sharp senses and high vantage points, are always watching. One slip, one sound, and they vanish like shadows. Hunters must move low, breathe slow, and take short-range, surgical shots to land a clean mark. In these heights, precision isn't optional. It's survival. With each silent movement, the tension rises. Muscles tighten. The hunter presses forward, heart pounding, senses sharp. Every inch gained brings them closer to their target and to the edge of danger. This is more than a hunt. It's a game of patience, terrain, and primal instinct. Only the most disciplined and prepared emerge victorious from a confrontation like this, because in the highlands where baboons rule, only the brave earn their place.